I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless. It's something we all like.
Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot. Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
And hello, sports fans. Welcome to Birthright Alumni Hall on the campus of Stillman College, where earlier we saw the Stillman College women fall to big rival Russ College. We're getting ready for the men's game, but before we jump into the men's game, we will take a look back at the women's game. And in order to do that, we needed the man who was calling the shots for the women, and that is Coach Aliko Dunn. Coach, always appreciate you joining us. First and foremost, tough loss by you and your team today.
Oh, yeah, very tough loss. The two of the three keys to the game really hurt us tonight. Rebounding and turnovers really hurt us. They're a very aggressive team on the defensive end, and they imposed their will on us tonight.
I thought for sure in that third quarter when you guys came out and hit that 10-0 run or whatever, momentum had not only shifted in your favor, but it looks like you guys are going to go ahead and carry that on throughout the fourth quarter. But what really happened or whatever to kind of stop that momentum for y'all?
Well, I just felt like we got lackadaisical a little bit. We missed a few assignments on the defensive end, and then we didn't rebound the ball. They got a lot of second chance points, which, hurt us big time, especially when they made their little run.
Your team didn't particularly shoot the ball well from the field, but Jamisha King did have 15 points. She made 7 of 11 from the field, but she fouled out midway through the fourth quarter. How much of a huge situation was that for your team, losing your leading scorer at that point?
Well, it was tough because of the way the game was called. We had a lot of people in foul trouble, so we were a little timid on the defensive end. We actually had to back up and go zone a little bit, but they did a good job of driving the ball and making us foul. So you got to give Russ College a lot of credit for the way they played.
One of the key bright spots we did see this evening, Farrah Pearson back in the lineup this evening. She didn't play in the last game. She didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but she did score a majority of points from the free throw line. Talk about having her back basically on the playing court this evening.
Well, she's a big asset to our team. When she plays well, we normally play well too. But she needs to be a little bit more aggressive and attack the basket. And when she does, she gets fouled, and she's a great free throw shooter.
Okay, so, I know you're going to put the 24-hour rule intact or whatever, but after that, all of a sudden you are going to hit the road, and conference play continues this weekend when you go up against William Carey. What are going to be some of the things that you and your staff are going to be pointing out to your team as you prep for hop back in the conference play?
Well, we got to execute better on the offensive end, and defensively we can't make a lot of mistakes because they're a really, really good team. They're a sound basketball team. They execute very well, and every mistake you make, they make you pay. So we have to be disciplined, and we have to execute on the offensive end.
Now, on the bench this evening, you had a special guest in Dr. Cynthia Warwick, acting as a assistant coach for you. Can you kind of tell me how that came about and how cool was it to have, your big boss?
Yeah, well, it was great to see her over there with us. She had the opportunity to see how we prepare for games on a night-to-night basis. Actually, in the athletic department, we're trying to come up with this thing of guest coaches, and we want to allow the faculty and administrators to see what the kids face on a day-to-day basis, even practice and the preparation for games, and that'll give them a different appreciation for what the kids have to endure day-to-day.
I mean, clearly, I don't really know much about her athletic background or whatever, but I take it she had to be saying a few things or whatever as far as encouragement to get the girls going.
Oh, she was encouraging the girls. It was great to have her over there.
Okay, good deal. And also, Coach, on the last note or whatever, now we're at a point where I know a lot of basketball coaches love. You got finals out the way, and you can truly focus on basketball for the next 3-4 weeks or whatever.
Yes.
So with that being said, what's your step and focus when it comes to kind of taking that and moving forward?
Well, just fine-tuning everything on the offensive end. We got to execute better. We got to reverse the ball. We got to share the ball. We have to play through certain people. And this is an opportunity for us to really focus on those key points that we need to focus on to make us a better basketball team.
All right, that's Coach Aliko Dung, the head coach of the Stillman College women's basketball team. Unfortunately, his squad did fall this evening by a final score of 62-54, but they're back in action on Saturday when they take on William Carey on the road. So, Coach Dung, always appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck the next time around. And as far as the broadcast, we'll see you in January.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. All right, everyone. That's Coach Aliko Dung of the women's basketball team. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll have the beginning of the men's basketball game between Rust and Stillman. Stay tuned.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
Oh, we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell them mama hungry.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up message quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
When you work in IT.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Birthright Alumni Hall here on the campus of Stillman College as the Tigers host the Bearcats of Rusk College coming in tonight. Getting ready for tonight's game. We, of course, just had the women's doubleheader where the Lady Tigers fell to the Lady Bearcats. And we are ready for an exciting event this evening. They are finishing up the lineups. Coach John Teasley, of course, here for the Tigers. So we're getting ready as they come out there. I am Roy Evans, being joined by Mo Carter.
Yes, sir. And we are back inside of Birthright Alumni Hall for the second game of our doubleheader between Stillman and Rusk. Earlier we saw the women matchup go in the favor of Rusk College. They end up winning 62-54. Now it's time for the men. And of course, these two teams know each other quite well. Holly Springs, Mississippi isn't that far away from here, and just from a rivalry standpoint, these two teams have played each other for quite a while. All right, so let's jump into it, everyone. First possession going inside to Marcus Bates Jr. He gets hacked. No foul was called. However, they're saying the foul was deflected and went out of bounds. So it will remain in possession of Stillman College.
So, you know, Coach Teasley is in his 6th season. He has a 118-37 record while here at Stillman's. 5 NAIA tournament appearances.
And, you know, the good thing about him is that he consistently wins.
Yes, he does.
He consistently wins, which has been very good. And, you know, when you have a winning program, you've got guys that want to join your program and continue to add to that winning aspect.
Most definitely. And Coach Teasley, I mean, he gets a lot out of these guys when they're here, and he's got some high flyers. He's got some guys who get in and do the dirty work and get things going.
Absolutely. So here's Russ College now on their first possession. To get it over to number 5, that's Devontae Craven. Craven is a leading scorer on their team. He's averaging 20 points a game. So clearly, this Russ College team literally comes and goes by way of Craven. The reason why I say that, he averages 20 points a game. The next leading scorer for them is Keyshawn Tabb with only 11.5 points a contest. Here's Craven. He throws it up court. Ball gets tipped around. Craven does have the ball in his possession. He dips it off, and there's a dunk right there. So instead of starting off with points, he starts off with an assist. The dunk goes to Keelan Williams, 6'8", forward from out of Inglewood, California. Inglewood, what's good? And on the other side, here's a three-point attempt right there by Khalil Johnson. His shot's off the mark, but Marcus Bates Jr. is there for the putback and the score.
Most definitely, and that's what you like, your interior thing. I know one of the things, though, I saw about that, he rebounded that ball high and then brought it all the way back down. He was lucky that he didn't get any of those guards in there to disrupt his flow to step out and be able to make that little baby hook shot.
Absolutely. A lot of contact on that last possession by Russ College. Nothing was called, so here comes Langford Johnson. He'll get it over to Finkley. Finkley thought about driving on the baseline. He comes off the screen from Marcus Bates. He'll kick it out to Khalil Johnson. Khalil Johnson for 3, off the mark. Marcus Bates gets another rebound. He loves to crash those boards. And Bates and Johnson off.
Just a little bit there. He was hoping that his teammate was going to cut back under the basket as he had a free run across the baseline, and nobody was paying any attention to him.
Not at all. That would have been an easy bucket for Johnson if he would actually cut back across the lane. 2-2 is your score. 17 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. Russ College and Stillman are tied. You're watching basketball right here on HBCU League Pass Plus alongside Roy Evans. I am Mo Carter. Here's a three-point attempt right there by Russ College. Off the mark, but the rebound is handed down by Cathadius Moore, and he also scores on that one. He puts them on top, 4-2. No offense to Mr. Moore. I hope I do not have to call his name a lot tonight because he has a lot of consonants and syllables in his name. On the other end, though, there's a three-point turn by Langford Johnson. He puts Stillman back on top, 5-4, approaching the 16-minute mark in the first half. Russ goes inside. There's a block right there by Marcus Bates Jr. There's a scramble for the ball.
That ball's going to stay, though, down to Russ. Those were two teammates going after it, but great defensive play just then by Mr. Bates.
Kaylon Williams was the man who tried to score on Mr. Bates, and it just was not happening. And you know, Roy, I love this part of the year for basketball teams primarily because finals are over. So literally, it's all about basketball.
Yeah, most definitely.
It is all about basketball. I actually asked Coach Dunk about that as well, and he totally agreed with me. And he said from that you can do fine-tuning during these games and really during the holidays to where all they have to do is focus on basketball, no classes, no study periods, none of that. It's all about basketball.
Well, that's what, again, like we talked about, that's what you're wanting to do right before you get to your conference play going into January. 3-ball no good there by number 14, Kaylon Williams.
Here comes Finkley trying to go coast to coast, and his shot is blocked by Williams.
Like, didn't get the bucket, so he's like, I'm going to make up for it on the defensive end.
Absolutely. On the other end, this is their leading scorer. That's Craven. He misses the shot and his putback, but he did get fouled, so he is going to the free throw line. Craven trying to be very active in the paint early on. Let's take a look at his percentages on the year. Coming into this game, he is a 76% free throw shooter. He's attempted, well, I don't want to say that because that looks incorrect. So, but the 76% is definitely correct on that one. And he is able to knock those down. And Khalil Johnson, it's a little too high for him, so the ball will be turned over back to Russ College. Looks like number 14, Kaylon Williams, will be the one taking it out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna show a little bit of my nerddom here. Devontae Craven has a great name. It's Craven. I'm a nerd. And Craven the Hunter, man, he can have a good nickname if he plays his game well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And just like that, on cue, he gets the deflection.
Oh, we almost had a throwdown right there. Just a little bit ahead. Here's Marcus Bates Jr. ahead of the pack. He stops. He gets it over to Derek Finkley. Finkley thought about a three. Takes it to the rack instead and scores.
Mr. Finkley.
And that's what Finkley does best.
He definitely does, Bo. He will get to the bucket and make it very difficult. And, of course, being a good outside shooter helps, because it makes the defenders have to respect him from out there.
Absolutely. You have to respect his outside shot. There's a three-pointer that's off the mark by Keyshawn Tabb. Push it up court. Langford Johnson's shot is partially blocked. And then Jamar Jackson tries to get the ball, but it goes to the hands of Russ. Here's Tabb once again. Tabb will throw it over, and I heard a whistle.
Yeah, we did get one.
And we got an offensive foul, everyone.
Yep. Standing in to take that foul was Mr. Johnson. Brendan Langford Johnson stepped in and took that charge, was able to establish position as he was the only defender back for Stillman in the paint at that point.
Good hustle play right there by Brendan Langford Johnson. Those are the things that won't show up on the stat sheet, but it'll definitely show off in the video.
No, most definitely.
Here's Finkley running the offense. 14:50 to go in the first half. We got a tie ball game at 7. Here's Khalil Johnson for three, and it's off the mark.
Almost had him one.
But the last two times we've seen Johnson in action, his three-point game has not started off on a good note, but he's been able to catch fire from the three-point range in the last two games we have seen him play. So hopefully he's just heating up and starting to warm up. He's like still in lukewarm right now, and eventually we'll see him get into a hot streak.
Well, and that's what it takes. Sometimes he just has to get his shot, get his rhythm in.
Finkley to Jamar Jackson for three, and it is good.
Mr. Jackson lights it up immediately, giving the Tigers the lead, 10-6. Jackson, right under 14 minutes in this first half.
6'3" guard from out of Huntsville, Alabama, by way of Columbia High School.
It's up in your area.
Yes, sir. And there's a three-point play coming up for Russ College.
Mr. Johnson, he knows that was a bad play on his part. Mr. Jackson, I'm sorry, was definitely put his hands up onto the player after the shot was already up and away. So
Karan Williams with the bucket. He has a chance to get a three-point play. You mentioned Jamar Jackson. Obviously my 9 to 5 has me in the Huntsville, Alabama, Rocket City, Tennessee Valley area. I actually was at his signing day for when he signed to be a part of the Stillman College basketball program.
Okay.
And around that time, I think for sure Stillman was fully transitioned into the NAIA ranks after, being in Division II in the SIAC for a number of years.
Okay, most definitely.
And ball is thrown away. Jackson couldn't get his hands on it. Finkley's like, my bad, man.
I was looking to see checking in is number 22, for Russ, but he's not on the printed roster that we have here.
He is not. We'll have to check that during one of our timeouts. We've got one coming up in about a minute's time.
Looking down the line, I think that might be Mr. Chris Huntsman.
Oh! Khalil Johnson tried to get a little fancy right there, but Marcus Bates was not on the same page. But on this side, there's a put-in right there by Cathadius Moore. 6'7" young man out of Memphis, Tennessee. Russ back on top, 11-10. And there's a turnover right there. Johnson throws it away. And here's Craven. Craven goes to the rack. A late whistle is called.
Yeah, that definitely was a late whistle, but it was a foul. The defender just needed to get his stuff in there and get himself squared away.
Yeah, I'm looking on the Russ College website for number 22, and I do not see a number 22.
Well, that's why looking down the line, I don't see a 25, so that's why my assumption is that may be. Oh, well, there with that.
No, here comes number 25 right now.
Huntsman now.
Yep, going to have to do a little bit more deep diving.
We'll find out who this player is, number 22. Definitely, there is no 22 listed on their roster.
At the line right now, it's Craven, and he makes the second free throw. Makes it a 13-10 game.
Got to get the ball across here.
All right, so here's Davion Dennis. His shot's off the mark. Talley tries to get on the putback. He gets the rebound. Can he get it over to Dennis? No, they'll just reset his Finkley. Gets it over to Jackson for three. Off the mark. Talley tries to get the rebound, but there's going to be a foul on the floor, a loose ball foul. And looks like it's going to go in the favor of Stillman.
Yeah. Talley being really aggressive out there on the defensive end, and that was something that we noticed in the last game. He came in and was very aggressive in the rebound area for these Stillman Tigers.
Talley had a aggressive putback jam in the last game against Southeastern Baptist.
Yes, he did.
All right, on the other end, Talley can't even stop the young man going to the rack, and that's number 4, Karan Williams. Like, Talley tried to grab him on the arm, and Williams just like, I'm just literally going to break through you like I'm a football player going to the goal line, and scored the bucket. Hey, there's a tie-up on the floor. Coach Michael Poindexter is happy about the hustle of his team.
Yeah, most definitely.
Roy, I'm telling you, I'm going to find out who this young man is on the court at some point. I'm about to go to the live stats right now and see. All right, we got it. It is Jonathan Bentley, who usually would wear number 2.
Okay.
So let's
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, so let's put a 2 in front of that 2, and now we've got who that young man is.
All righty.
I knew Google would be my friend at some point in time. Keyshawn Tab kicks it over to Chris Huntsman. Huntsman gets it over to Jonathan Bentley. Bentley will dribble it out. He's got 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Langford Johnson guarding him very closely. He's in the corner. He throws it over to Craven, and Craven cannot make the floater right there. Out of bounds. Ball goes back over to Stillman. Yo, so you were talking about earlier with Craven. Yeah, I'm definitely with you on the Craven the Hunter thing. And we're going to talk about that a little later because there's a timeout on the floor, and we're going to take it with them. So with 11:43 to go, Russ College leads 15-10. You're watching Stillman College basketball on the HB.
When you work in IT, complaints are part of the job.
Bill says the coffee's weak today.
But since CDW helped us switch to Mac, everyone's happier. Dan from finance likes getting performance without a big price tag. Phoebe digs the power of the Apple M1 chip. Mac is easy to manage, compatible with all our apps, and came pre-configured by CDW. Now we're even getting compliments.
That was Bill again, says he loves his new Mac. He's right about the coffee.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit.
Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio.
That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this.
Hello and welcome back to Birthright Hall here on the campus of Stillman College. The Tigers trail the Bearcats of Rusk College by a score of 10-15. Side kicking for my man Mo Carter today. I am Roy Evans. You're tuned in to HBCU basketball right here on HBCU League Pass Plus. Mo, what do we got going on? What are we looking at coming up here?
All right, so coming up, we were taking a look at what Stillman's going to do with some of their backups in alongside Derek Binkley. There's Tab comes up with the steal, and there's a big block right there on number 4, Karan Williams. Tobias Brand coming up with a huge block, but three-point shot was almost on the mark for Jonathan Bentley. It rimmed out, and here's another steal by Tab.
2 in a row. Mr. Tab is aggressive at going after that ball and is very efficient in not getting fouls as he is going in for them.
Correct. Now, on that last play, Tab didn't even get the ball up because Tobias Brand was literally, his head was about as high as the rim on that one, and really, Tab just drew a foul from Brand's, I guess you could say, over-aggressive move towards the goal in defense of that.
Yeah.
His first free throw by Tab. It's good. Tab comes into this game as a 73% free throw shooter.
A young man out of the Richmond, Virginia area.
So one thing I'll tell you, we've been doing all these broadcasts. We've seen all these young men from all over the place when it comes to the teams they're playing for.
Yeah, well, it's definitely interesting. You get down here, and we are in the Deep South. And that shows you just how some of the recruiting and how good some of the basketball is that is played down in this area as you get these kids who are from way up north and different areas.
Got a foul on the floor. Yeah, I always look at college recruiting just like pro scouting. There was always this narrative that, lots of HBCU guys get overlooked or whatever by NFL scouts. But I've always said that if an NFL scout knows who they want, they're going to find you.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like it's the same way with recruiting. If they have an idea of who you are, they've seen you at a basketball showcase or whatever, and they want you, they're going to offer you, and it's just totally up to you to make that decision if you get that offer, no matter if you're on the NCAA level or the NAIA level like Stillman College is.
Nice up and under move there again by Mr. Finkley.
Finkley starting off quite well in this contest compared to his last few contests that we've had a chance to see him. On the other end, once again, there's that man. That's Craven. Craven scores on the hanging floater. 19-12 is your score. Rust on top, approaching the 10-minute mark. Langford Johnson bringing the ball up court, gets it over to Dennis. Dennis pulls up for 3 in the corner, and it's good. And the young man with the long dreadlocks sinks the three-pointer. And he cuts the lead down to 4 points. Davion Dennis from out of Atlanta, Georgia. Show out for the A.
Yes, sir.
All right, there's Craven once again.
And right now he is Mr. Everything for these Bearcats.
He is a scorer for sure. He's got 8 out of the Bearcats' 21 points thus far. 21-15 is your score. Rust on top. There's an off-the-mark shot by Stillman. However, the ball will remain with the Tigers.
Yep, that went off of number 25, Mr. Chris Huntsman.
Getting ready to come into the game is number 15, Jeremiah
Maldonado.
Maldonado from out of Houston, Texas.
And speaking of media and news people, I know that name from a friend, Mr. Victor Maldonado out of Orlando. That ball is stolen by Mr. Huntsman.
Huntsman throws up a wild shot. It's off the mark. Khalil Johnson gets his hands on it. What can he do with it? He gets over to Dennis. Can Dennis make it back-to-back three-pointers? And he does!
He can. From way downtown, bang! And our score now is 3:21.
Yep.
21-18 is our score. Stillman.
Hey, at least we got it right on the broadcast. It's just not right on the scoreboard. But speaking of three-pointers, here's a three-pointer right there by Caleb Hunt. And they don't even say where this young man's from, so we're just going to just say he knocked down the three-pointer for Russ College and rolling on with it. All right, Dennis got the ball. Oh, he thought about another three-pointer, but he gets it knocked off of him, and actually they say it went off of him as well, out of bounds. Russ College will take over possession.
Rolled off of his body as he was reaching forward for it.
Roy, did a new set of lights or something come on? Yeah, it looked like some newer lights or something. I don't know, like if maybe like the. Okay, yeah, so maybe the board and stuff came.
Glittering, yeah, different colors there.
Okay. So I was wondering like why the players got a little brighter for a second. Yeah, even you can look right here on the screen and notice that it's a tad bit brighter. All right, so here we go. Here's Bentley in the corner dribbling it out. He's being guarded close by Khalil Johnson. Gets some separate, pulls up, shot off the mark. Dennis with the rebound. Dennis pushes it down the floor, and he will draw a foul on that play. It looks like they're going to get number 24, Xavier Evans.
With the trip.
From out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm sure he's probably enjoying the weather down here now. Here's Talley getting it over to Langford Johnson. Langford Johnson trying to get it over to Finkley. 21 seconds to go on the shot clock. Dennis thought about another three.
They closed the defense out, Craven on him really fast.
Correct, because they know for sure what kind of damage he can do from the three-point arc. He's already been able to show it from both sides of the floor already. Sub coming in now is Kaylon Williams. He'll come in for Craven. Yeah, we were saying earlier, whatever. Yeah, Craven the Hunter, definitely probably an unsung character that doesn't get enough love in the Marvel universe.
Well, they are. Well, and unfortunately, of course, for those Marvel fans, Craven was actually one of the characters, of course, under the Spider-Man banner, which means he is owned by Sony at this particular point.
Here's a tie-up on the floor.
That ball's taken.
And then taken away from Finkley.
That was number 24, Mr. Xavier Evans, who just snatched that right out of Mr. Finkley's hand.
Yes, sir. But, yeah, going back to the Craven thing, I remember reading up on something. So when we go back to the original Spider-Man stuff with Tobey Maguire or whatever, I remember they were supposed to have, like, Spider-Man 1 through, like, 5 or whatever, and then after 3, they just killed it or whatever. Craven was supposed to be rumored to be in one of those two.
He is, but they are actually working on a Craven the Hunter movie now in the Sony Marvel's universe, so to speak.
Good deal. Khalil Johnson misses his first shot, but Talley gets the rebound, gets it back over to Khalil Johnson, and scores.
Cutting our score to 20-4, or 20-24 rather.
24-20, Russ College, and
stepped on the line. That's
turnover. So we're going to
turnover. Yeah,
we're going to go back over to Stillman. Well, yeah, if they're working on that, man, I can't wait to see how that's going to play out. Also, I can't wait to see who's actually going to play that role as well. Clearly, you know, from the Spider-Man animated series from the mid-'90s, you know, he was a villain in turn, anti-hero. Because Dr. Mariah Crawford, who was his wife, helped Spider-Man get out of a bind, and then she had to give him the serum so he could survive some virus or something. And there's a steal right there. And here comes on the other side. Missed shot right there, but putback is good by Kaylon Williams. He makes it a 6-point lead for Russ College. Approaching 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Tobias Brand now with the ball. Now he gets it over to Davion Dennis. Dennis, deep three. It's off the mark. Brand there for the rebound. Brand thought about a three. He decided to kick it back out. Khalil Johnson thought about a three. Dennis now trying to go inside to Tally. Tally has to hustle and get it. There's some contact in the corner. And we got a timeout. Okay, so there's just a. All right, we're going to get a media timeout. So with 6 minutes and 12 seconds to go, we're going to take a break. Russ leads 26-20 over Stillman. You're watching Stillman College basketball on HBCU League Pass Plus.
Looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics, there's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to Birthright Alumni Hall. Thought that was a media timeout, but apparently it was just an official's timeout. But, hey, we paid some bills anyway with that commercial break real quick. Tobias Brand trying to get inside to Khalil Johnson. Davion Dennis now has the ball. He goes up. His shot's off the mark. Rebound goes over to Russ. Tab bringing the ball up court now. He's being guarded closely by Langford Johnson. Ooh, there's a crossover right there by Tab. He kicks it over to Maldonado, and he's got a three-pointer, and it's good. Young man from out of Houston, Texas, H-Town.
Yep.
29-20 is your score. Russ College on top of Stillman College. And
5 minutes left in this, just over 5 minutes, and Mr. Tab got a little bit of that one. Again, man, he is very, very aggressive on the defensive end, but that time he got a little bit too aggressive.
all right, so now we're going to take the media timeout with 5:38 to go. Russ College on top, 29-20. You're watching Stillman College basketball right here on HBCU League Pass Plus.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody. We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
At CDW, we get speed as the new currency of success.
Our team spends way too much time tending to outdated applications and software when they should be focused on driving application agility and innovation.
CDW Amplify Development Services modernizes software and application development to help accelerate innovation and digital transformation.
So you mean building new applications, UI, and mobile interfaces?
Well, you said you needed to innovate more quickly.
Oh, so he's a listener.
To do more at scale, trust CDW Amplify Development Services.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. You're watching Stillman College basketball right here on HBCU League Pass Plus. Mo Carter alongside Roy Evans, along with our great producer and director, Miss J, on the ones and twos, on the board, or whatever you want to say. She's making sure we're on air this evening as Langford Johnson takes it to the rack. His shot is blocked, but he did draw a foul on that play.
And that's what you need to do, be aggressive going into the paint. Russ is doing a lot of swinging at the ball and swiping at it. So, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get that contact if you go in there aggressively.
Correct. Now, for our nerd cons out there.
Yeah, as we were looking at, of course, the Kraven the Hunter movie is scheduled to be on the slate for Sony for next year, 2023. Aaron Taylor Johnson actually is cast as Kraven the Hunter. Russell Crowe is also in this movie.
Okay.
Will Bowden.
All right.
Is going to be someone who's in it. Just some couple of different ones. Ariana DeBose is going to be playing Calypso.
Nice.
So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. 23. Let's see.
I'm liking the sound of that.
And the question is, will Spider-Man appear? That's actually one of the odd things about it from what was heard before, is they weren't really sure how much Spider-Man was going to be in the Kraven movie, and they are somewhat changing his storyline, as you said, doing a lot of this, turning characters into anti-heroes. So they're going to start him off from that perspective.
There's a foul right there on Tab.
Yeah.
Well, Tab gets fouled, but keep going.
Yeah, that's they're going to be looking at doing. He's going to come in as someone who is more of an anti-hero as opposed to being just a straight-out villain. And changing it, which is going to be interesting because, Kraven was a villain.
Yeah, he was. He was until he had to turn around and actually, help the bad guys. I mean, I have to help the good guys.
Right.
Pulling one of those the enemy of my enemy is my friend ordeals.
Yep.
It'll be very interesting to check it out, but I'll definitely will go and watch it for sure. Who knows? 9 times out of 10, they'll probably just if Spider-Man does not appear, we'll probably get some, what you would say, quote-unquote, cameo-type appearances. When I mean cameo, hey, they'll either talk about it or maybe he'll show up on news readings or clippings or something of that nature. Or considering the fact that we just saw this whole movie with Doctor Strange and now we saw all 3 Spider-Mans in one.
You never know. Tobey Maguire may show up.
We might see Tobey Maguire, right. The only thing I hated or whatever about that movie is that we didn't see Miles Morales show up in that situation. But I know that's a whole nother scenario.
And there's another steal by the Bearcats.
And number 14, Kalen Johnson goes up for the score. He makes it 34-20 now. Stillman needs to get something going. Tobias Brand tries to get over to Marcus Bates Jr. It goes off his hands and out of bounds.
Just not able to get their offense into a rhythm here.
And this is one of those things Coach Teasley was talking about, with it still being early in the season, he's mixing up his lineups where he's got some reserve guys and some starting guys in there, and they have to find a way to still mesh.
Yeah.
.430 to go. Tab with the ball. Thought about a three-pointer. Kicks it out over to number 22. That is Jonathan Bentley. Bentley goes to the rack. Decided to kick it out to Tab. Tab for 3. It's off the mark. Rebound goes over to Stillman. They've got some numbers, but looks like Brand is going to pull up. And then Khalil Johnson knocks down the three-pointer. I told you, at some point he was going to start heating up from downtown. He's done it the last couple of games. Let's see what happens. Moving forward, there's Williams going to the.
Oh, they're going to give him a foul on that one. I think they're going to call that on number 4. They did. They called that on
Marcus Bates.
Mr. Marcus Bates, but that was another one, man. Looked like he had all ball. He went up, was able to kind of get to the side of the defender, but I guess they're trying to say he got him on the wrist or something.
Kaylon Williams trying to extend Russ College's lead from 33 to 23. And he does. So he pushes out to an 11-point lead now. As always, we want to thank y'all for joining us right here on Black College Sports Network along with HBCU League Pass. I'm Mo Carter. He's Roy Evans. And we got some HBCU basketball going on as Russ College and Stillman College going back and forth right now inside of Birthright Alumni Hall. A lot of HBCU. Deep three-pointer right there by Khalil Johnson. That was NBA range for sure right there.
Most definitely. And like you said, he's starting to heat up, and that's what's going to help his team out.
He makes it the deficit single digits now, 35-26.
And, Mo, one of the things you were mentioning so much HBCU basketball, we made the announcement today that we have actually that we have actually signed Morehouse to the Black College Sports Network and the HBCU League Pass Plus family. So be ready, folks. In January, we are going to have some amazing content coming around for you on a regular basis, on a weekly basis. Nobody will be providing more HBCU basketball coverage than the Black College Sports Network and HBCU League Pass Plus, giving you games every week.
Yes, a lot of games. I'll be a part of a lot of those broadcasts. But, Roy, run it down real quick, just the SIAC teams that are a part of this.
The SIAC teams that are a part of this as we speak now, the Benedict College Tigers, the Miles College Golden Bears, the Morehouse Maroon Tigers. That is the finalized contracts. We're going to kind of have to leave a little bit out there on there. There's a couple of more things rolling, but
I understand.
Other than that, that's it, yeah.
I understand. All right. Well, with that being said, too, with the SIAC being very competitive from top to bottom, we're going to see a lot of great games down that stretch. You mentioned the Miles Golden Bears. Miles will be seeing this Saturday right here on the Black College Sports Network and HBCU League Pass. And once I get my schedule out to tell, they got Columbus State on Saturday. And the next week, we've got two doubleheaders with Miles. They'll take on Benedict College Thursday, 1 week from tonight, and then next week Saturday they will take on Allen
University. The other HBCU that's in the SIAC right there in Columbia, South Carolina, literally right across the street from Benedict College.
Here's Finkley, gets it over to Johnson in the three-pointer. Yes, he is. That's his third straight three-pointer. Khalil Johnson from downtown.
Yes, sir.
He got him back into the game. It's now a 6-point deficit with 2 minutes and 59 seconds to go.
A steal.
And there's the steal. Marcus Bates Jr. with the two-handed slam. And we've got a timeout on the floor, so we are going to take it from downtown.
Yes, sir.
He got him back into the game. It's now a 6-point deficit with 2 minutes and 59 seconds to go.
A steal.
And there's the steal. Marcus Bates Jr. with the two-handed slam. And we've got a timeout on the floor, so we are going in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. All right, let's take a quick break, everyone. We're going to be right back here on Black College Sports Network and HBCU League Pass Plus.
You see, Head & Shoulders has Scalp Shield technology, protects against flakes even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. We're never not working. Number 15?
That's my rub.
Ooh, nice.
Never not working.
Never, ever, never, ever not working.
Welcome, everybody, to Juneau, Alaska.
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, on the campus of Stillman College. Marcus Bates Jr.'s breakaway two-handed slam has Tigers back in this game. They're down 35-31. Mo Carter and Roy Evans, along with Miss J, on the ones and twos, making things happen for us. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in Bert's Wright Alumni Hall in the first half. We've seen this game be full of runs by both teams. Here's an off-the-mark shot right there by number 24. That was Xavier Evans out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but his shot was partially blocked by Khalil Johnson. Now Johnson with the ball, the man with the pink shoes on. Everybody can see him, I'll tell you that. Johnson now bringing it up. Oh, he's looking for somebody, gets it over to Finkley to get it across court just before the 10-second mark. Comes up. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. Finkley trying to come off a screen from Marcus Bates Jr. He gets over to Jackson for three. It's off the mark. Rebound. Dennis. Here comes Khalil Johnson. Another three. Good! Khalil Johnson is killing them from three-point range, and he's got them down by 1 point now.
That young man is on fire.
Yes.
As the bench starts the chant of defense,
Crowd starting to get back into this game at a really, really good point as they can get a lot of momentum going into the halftime locker room.
And that's what they want. You want to get that momentum, being able to go into the halftime.
And you got to credit Stillman as well, because remember, they were down by double digits not that long ago, and now it's a 1-point game. A lot of that thanks to Khalil Johnson and his sharp shooting from outside.
Most definitely.
Right now, Stillman 8 for 15 from downtown. Khalil Johnson, let's see how many he has from downtown. He's got 4 of those 8 3-point shots.
So he's 4 of 5, I believe, or 4 of 6?
He is 4 of 8, as a matter of fact.
4 of 8. Okay, I knew he had missed 2 of them.
He leads all scorers with 14 points right now. Jamar Jackson, he's got 2 3-pointers, and he's next in line with 6 points. At the line now for Rusk College is Keyshawn Tabb. He's been to the free throw line 4 times, and that's where all 4 of his points have come from this evening. There's Tabb. The first shot is off the mark. Rebound, though, goes to his teammate off the 1-and-1, Jaquan Ivory from out of Houston, Texas. And ball goes into the backcourt. And we've got a backcourt violation. So Tigers will take over the ball, and Roy, they've got an opportunity to take the lead.
Most definitely. And that's one of the things that they're looking at right now. You know, that defense, like I said, is exactly what Coach Teasley wanted. And now they have the opportunity with 1:30 left here in this first half. After trailing for most of the first half.
The opportunity to take the lead is upon them. Bring for Langford Johnson gets the ball into Finkley. Finkley coming off the screen to Khalil Johnson. Why not? 3-pointer off the mark this time by Khalil Johnson. But loose ball foul on the floor. Who's it going against? Looks like it's going to be on Rusk College.
I think Coach Teasley wanted him to run another offensive set.
I think so, too. But Khalil's got the hot hand,
look,
man.
It was a heat check. It was a heat check.
He's got the hot hand, so I don't blame him for taking that 3-pointer. He was wide open, too, as Marcus Bates knocks down the first free throw.
And we are now at our first tie since the first 2 minutes of the game.
At least. And Bates' second free throw is off the mark, so we're tied right now. 35-35, 1:14 to go in the first half. Tabb running the offense right now for Rust. He gets it over to Craven. Craven's been a little cool since he came back into the game after having some early foul trouble.
There's a turnover.
55 seconds to go now, 22 seconds on the shot clock. Langford Johnson driving to the goal. Shot is blocked at the goal, but foul will be called, and he's going to head to the free throw line to take 2 shots.
Wasn't sure if they were going to call that a foul or call a goaltend on that particular one.
I thought it was awfully close to a goaltend as well, because he almost basically pinned the guy on the backboard.
On the backboard, yep.
Here a chance of make it count. Probably one of the oldest chants from basketball. It spans generations, but it still means what it does many years ago, as the first free throw is good by Brendan Langford Johnson. Tigers on top, 36-35.
And they now take their first lead.
In a very long time.
Very long time, yeah. I believe the last time they had the lead, it was about 12-9. And that's when the Bearcats went on their run.
Here's Langford Johnson once again, 2 for 2 in that situation. 37-35, your score. 48 seconds to go. And we've got a foul on the floor.
Yeah.
They'll take it out underneath the goal.
That call is on number 24. That's on Mr. Johnson.
That's on Johnson. Can't tell you how many fouls he has right now just because of the update. Oh, we got 2 shots coming up now.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we need to update the
Yeah, something needs to get updated somewhere.
Because I had no clue that they were in a bonus situation. All right, officials discussing things with the scorers table as they go over some things.
They're saying it is 10 both ways, actually.
Wow. So basically the fouls on the scoreboard went from 7-7 to 10-10 now. Roy, we talked about a lot of big things happening in the world of HBCU sports. You made mention of Morehouse now joining the family for broadcasting, which means that you got to find some more on-air talent to help you out, coming up. But you got some time to do it, though, so that's a good thing.
Well, listen, we've got a stable of folks who are going to be joining us. Shout out to Mr. Rick Polk, who is actually a Morehouse man, who is a member of the broadcast team, who will, of course, be returning to work with his Maroon Tigers.
I'm sure he's going to love that.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely.
All right, here's Finkley off the rebound. 1 for 2 in that situation for Russ College.
About a 10-second differential in the shot clock and the game clock.
Tigers on top by 1. 13 seconds to go. Khalil Johnson trying to get separation, driving to the goal. Here's the pump fake, the turnaround. The jumper is good for Johnson.
Nice turnaround jumper there.
Johnson now with 16 points, potentially the final possession of the game. Tab coming up, pulling up for 3 over Johnson. Dennis comes up a rebound. Johnson's up court. Kearney turn around. Johnson's going to draw a foul right there.
Mr. Tab there. That is one that he wishes he could get back.
Tab just a little over aggressive on that one. Well, a little aggressive, but some people will say over aggressive. But, yeah, he fouls Khalil Johnson with 0.5 seconds to go. And remember, we're in a double-double bonus situation, so he's getting those 2 automatic free throws coming up right now. Here's the first free throw. It is up, and it is good. 40-36 now is your score. Johnson with 17 points. Can he get 18? No, he cannot. And that will do it for the first half. So after trailing majority of the first half, Stillman goes on a run thanks to Khalil Johnson's hard work and 3-point shooting. And right now, Stillman leads 40-36 over Russ College at the half. All right, everyone, we want you to enjoy some of these halftime commercials and messages and things of that nature. And we will return later on. It'll be Mo Carter and Roy Evans right here for second half action between Russ and Stillman. Watching Stillman College basketball on HBCU League Pass Plus.
Class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless. Pick something we all like.
Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot. Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
This is Ryan Fulford. A.D. Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and Instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The Cuvée Group
is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
Oh, we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell your mama hungry.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, trying to get down.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
When you work in IT, complaints are part of the job.
Bill says the coffee's weak today.
But since CDW helped us switch to Mac, everyone's happier. Dan from finance likes getting performance without a big price tag. Phoebe digs the power of the Apple M1 chip. Mac is easy to manage, compatible with all our apps, and came pre-configured by CDW. Now we're even getting compliments.
That was Bill again, says he loves his new Mac. He's right about the coffee.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
When you're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics, there's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember they can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less? You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
At CDW, we get speed as the new currency of success.
Our team spends way too much time tending to outdated applications and software when they should be focused on driving application agility and innovation.
CDW Amplify Development Services modernizes software and application development to help accelerate innovation and digital transformation.
So you mean building new applications, UI, and mobile interfaces?
Well, you said you needed to innovate more quickly.
Oh, so he's a listener.
To do more at scale, trust CDW Amplify Development Services.
You see, Head & Shoulders has scalp shield technology, protects against flakes even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. We're never not working. Number 15?
That's my rub.
Ooh, nice.
Never not working.
Never, ever, never, ever not working.
Welcome everybody to Juneau, Alaska.
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders scalp shield technology.
That spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on? Sure. It's wireless. Pick something we all like. Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password? Buick Envision 2021. Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable. That's a really tight spot. Don't worry. I used to hate parallel parking. Me too. Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Stillman College basketball here on the campus of Stillman College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. First Right Alumni Hall is the site for tonight's game between Stillman and Russ. Mo Carter and Roy Evans on the call this evening right now. Stillman getting ready to open up the second half with a 40-36 lead. Roy, what did you see in that late portion of the first half to get Stillman in position where they are right now?
Khalil Johnson. Khalil Johnson, who leads all scorers with 17 right now, just literally caught on fire midway through that first half and was able to start just hitting shots. He, of course, missed his first four, I believe, from behind the arc, and then went 4 for 4 after that, and just turnaround, jab steps, everything, he was making it.
And, that's what he does. He starts off slow, and then eventually he warms up. At least that's what you've seen him doing the last 3 broadcasts we've had here on HBCU League Pass Plus. First possession for Stillman College results in a turnover, so Russ will bring it down the court, and they are moving on your television and digital screen from left to right. So here's Tab right now with the rock.
Being guarded by Mr. Johnson. Looks like we're...
And there's Craven, goes to the rack. However, his shot is blocked by Marcus Bates Jr. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. They've got to get something off. Here's Williams.
They're looking for a push-off just then. The referee did not call it.
Williams knocks down the jumper. Makes it 40-38. Nice move by Finkley to split 2 defenders and get out of the jam and trap.
And I am going to go ahead and just make the official apology, as I know folks are looking at our scoreboard and see the Rust logo. They have switched their logo. And I did see that and completely forgot about that until just now, as I was thinking about it. And I was like, hey, you know what? Russ has a new athletics logo.
Yeah, they dropped the flame, and looks like the Bearcat head, instead of looking straight at you, is now to the right.
Mr. Finkley with a steal.
Can he take it coast to coast? He gets tripped up, and no call on the play. Play will continue. Khalil Johnson gets the rebound after all that and scores.
Yeah, no, he fell on his own. There actually was no contact from any of the defenders. I think, he's not looking like there's something going on, so I think they're going to be pulling somebody out there, kind of get a look at him.
Now, there was like 3 bodies on the floor, though.
Oh, after that, so okay. The initial fall of his was low. Maybe then someone fell on top of him after that. He's definitely looking
he looks
somewhat,
a little gimpy.
Yeah.
I wonder if he maybe got a hit somewhere in the head or something.
Right.
Goes over to Tab. Tab's like, hey, you good? So, yeah, more like incidental contact more so.
Yeah.
So, look, Roy, I want to make mention of this. So, earlier, if fans were watching on the women's game, Dr. Cynthia Warwick, the president of Stillman College here in Tuscaloosa, was on the bench as an honorary assistant coach.
Yeah.
And we asked Coach Dunk about that, and he said that's something new they're trying to incorporate to where they can bridge a gap between the administration and athletics. As the steal comes in here, Langford Johnson taking it coast to coast, and his shot is blocked and goes out of bounds. Ball will remain with Stillman College.
I believe that ball was blocked by number 12, was it?
Either 12 or 14.
12 or 14, actually.
If it's 14, it is Kaylon Williams. Called his name a lot so far in the first half. 25 seconds remain on the shot clock. We'll talk about Dr. Warwick in just a second. Here's Finkley coming off a screen. He's trying to get it over to Langford Johnson. Langford Johnson gets over to Khalil. Inside to Marcus
what
Bates.
a move.
Nice move and pass and score right there. They were all on the same accord on that one. And the ball hits the baseline and turnover. Ball goes back over to Stillman. So, yeah, as we mentioned, during the women's game, Dr. Cynthia Warwick, the president of Stillman College here in Tuscaloosa, was serving as an assistant honorary coach on the bench. When we talked to Coach Dunk about that, basically what he said was that they wanted to bridge a gap between the athletic department, and there's a jumper that's good by Khalil Johnson. They want to bridge a gap between the athletic department and administration and kind of like give them an idea of, hey, here's what goes on from a day-to-day basis on hard work concept when it comes to Stillman College athletics. When I asked Coach Dunk about her athletic ability, he was like, I didn't question what her background was, but she was able to talk and encourage the young ladies in various ways in which she could. So he says, look forward to seeing that more, whether it's with athletic directors or with other athletic administration, or even some professors as well. So can't wait to see how, that's going to play out here on the campus of Stillman for future games. As Finkley loses the ball, ball gets thrown up front, but how about Jackson coming up with the steal?
Great
Khalil Johnson for 3. It's good!
And he continues to be on fire.
Yes, sir, on fire like we were playing NBA Jam. Khalil Johnson extends the lead, making it 49-38, 24 points for Johnson. He almost has half of the entire Stillman College score. I mean, at this point, I'm just saying, look, get the ball to Johnson one way or the other. Boom.
4-3.
That was his 5th three-pointer of the game. He is now 5 for 10 from three-point range, 9 for 14 from the field overall.
Bo, let's go ahead and keep it here. One of the things, man, I really hope that we can get more of that type of activity, because I think one of the things that we do have a problem with in a lot of our HBCUs is that there is, for some reason, we don't understand why, but there is a disconnect between the academics and the athletic sides of the university, where a lot of the academic people seem to look at the athletics as an adversary, as opposed to an asset to be able to view the entire university.
Oh, no, I totally agree. I think they really work hand in hand, quite frankly. So to see the president of the university here tonight on the bench at that, encouraging these young ladies.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Also, you have to think, too, from a respect factor, you got to think that the Stillman College women's basketball team was like, okay, hey, we say bad words from time to time. We need to kind of hold that down or whatever.
Listen, I can honestly tell you, coming into the pregame and different things, there was a different feel. I did not know what was going on at first, but there definitely was a different feel, which shows a level of respect that these young ladies do have for their president.
Absolutely. And, of course, you see it from time to time or whatever from a good connection standpoint, but you can't speak on every college or whatever with that. And, I've seen it working here in the state of Alabama. Dr. Daniel Wims, for example, at Alabama A&M up in Huntsville. Wims is a former basketball player. Okay. So he knows all about athletic aesthetics. Plus, but when he was the provost, he was basically in charge of the athletic committees that hired both Coach Maynor and also Coach Margaret Richards, two coaches who have been successful on their terms at the Hill now or whatever in Huntsville. So you got to think this guy knows something whatever about it. Same thing with Dr. Quentin Ross down at Alabama State.
Okay.
Of course, he worked in the legislature for a long time or whatever, but he was actually able to help Alabama State allocate a lot of money or whatever that was able to go to athletics through the years. Well, and he's an Alabama State guy as well. So you have to think about that too. So, so I've seen it from that standpoint, but I've also seen it in other places where, let's just be straight up, presidents, provosts, vice presidents, they're all academic. They don't really know much about athletics or whatever besides.
And they don't try to learn a lot of times, which is where your challenge comes in. And again, you have to realize that your athletics are the window to your university. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to someone, another SIAC school that we talk about who's newly SIAC down at Edward Waters University, and President Zachary Faison. We actually called him the super fan because he was there at all of the athletics. A steal.
Here's a steal by Finkley. Finkley going to take it to the house. Dunked it down.
And he got the steal from his teammate, pushed it ahead, and got the dunk.
Derek Finkley. All right, here we go. Khalil Johnson to the rack. He missed it. Finkley tries to do the putback. It's off the mark. Khalil gets the rebound. Rebound eventually goes into the hands of Tab.
Just wanted to get back into that one, but
here's Robinson. Goes up and under, and he gets it over to Moore.
Looking for a foul there, but it was good play. Good offensive rebound, way to get in there.
Good play by Bates not to pick up a foul in that situation.
But again, I want to mention Dr. Faison, and that transition, we were engaged with them as a university, or actually as a college when they initially started their transition to move to D1. But Dr. Faison, or President Faison, is definitely someone who understands the value of athletics for his university.
Oh, throw it down. And the entire women's basketball team from Russ College is going out of their mind after Kaylon Williams threw that thing down. I didn't expect him to posterize that young man like that. Woo-wee. Marcus Bates in on the other side. He goes up and he scores to try to quiet down this Russ College run. Oh, man. Oh, man. Kaylon Williams with the tomahawk posterizer. Here's Tab being closely guarded by Jackson. They'll kick it on out to Bentley. Bentley goes for three. It's off the mark. Finkley trying to get the rebound. There's a loose ball foul. Stillman will get the ball going the other way. Roy, I don't know if we can get that replay of that dunk by Kaylon Williams.
Well, we can. We're gonna We're going to look at running both of those two as we come back here.
All right.
And during the break, I wanted to go ahead and get both of them in.
Man, oh, man. It literally was one of those things you did not see coming because where he took off from, you would have thought he was going to just try to lay it up and try to get a foul. But that was not the case at all. And Stillman turns the ball over. Bentley comes up with the ball. And there's a foul on the floor. Looks like they're going to get Khalil Johnson on that foul. But, yeah, where he took off from, you were thinking that he was going to go up and probably just attempt some type of shot and draw a foul. I didn't think he was going to continue to elevate the way he did and threw it down. Man, we've seen some good plays. We've seen some good plays here inside of Birthright Alumni Hall in these last few broadcasts we've had here on Black College Sports Network and HBCU League Pass Plus.
And there it is. The ball goes back to Stillman.
Langford Johnson coming up with the steal. And there's a steal by Tab. Tab's going to try to take it to the house. Finger roll, and it's good.
And like that, we're in a 9-point game again.
Single-point deficit. Sorry, single-digit deficit. Langford Johnson gets it up over to Jackson. Back in the hands of Finkley. Finkley gets over to Langford Johnson. Over to Talley. Back over to Jackson. Here's the shot attempt. It goes up.
Yeah,
and looks like we're going to get a loose ball foul.
I think that's going to be on them. Oh, they're calling that on Mr. Finkley.
Yeah, they call a loose ball foul on Finkley. So into the game now is number 23, Davion Dennis. Dennis is another man that has the likelihood to get some quick three-pointers up. He's already made 2 on the evening in the first half. Here's the drive inside and stolen by Jackson. Jamar Jackson coming up with the steal, 53-44. His team is on top with 13 minutes to go here in the second half. We're live inside of Birthright Alumni Hall on the campus of Stillman as the drive to the bucket happens. Foul, though. And we're going to get 2 shots from Jackson. So you were saying with Edward Waters, they made the transition from a college to a university.
In the midst of making their transition from NAIA to Division II NCAA. They used to be a member of the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference, which, of course, Rust is a member of. And now they are full-blown SIAC members. They're doing their things, but, Dr. Zachary Faison just is really, like I said, he is pro-athletics, not just in the actions that he gives on campus to get the things that they need and to support it, but being there as a fan and getting engaged. And I think that does a lot for your student athletes when they see the president that engaged in the entire process, especially when you look at some schools and other than the president being in their suite at games, you really don't see them engaged in any way.
Correct. Jackson goes 2 for 2 on his free throw attempts right there. And doesn't Edward Waters have like a stadium project in process right now?
No. They have finished. They actually finished their stadium. They're on campus. Yeah, they have their own on-campus stadium now. It's a very nice stadium. It's brand new, so they're doing that and getting it in. Of course, they have football and soccer.
Here's Talley coming up with a steal. He'll try to get it over to Finkley. Finkley will have to throw it up, and then Marcus Bates takes it to the rack and scores easily.
The Bates was being a nice guy on that one.
Oh, yeah, he elevated high enough to dunk it down, but he went for the easier finger roll type shot. High percentage. Here's the dish off down to Craven.
Dump off to his teammate. That was a good look. Definitely a good look by number 4, Mr. Karan Williams, to find Craven down there in the block.
Craven only has 10 points on the evening. Remember, he comes to this game averaging 20 points per contest. Stillman's defense has done a very good job on him as Finkley dribble drives into pressure, kicks it out to Dennis for 3, and it's good.
Yep.
Davion Dennis, another three-pointer. I just said when he was coming in, watch for him to take a three-pointer as soon as he got a chance, and he does. That's his third three-pointer of the evening.
Giving them a 14-point lead.
Here's Tab. Kicks it out, swinging around. A drive to the goal.
Great defense there.
Here's Bates on the runaway, and he finishes with the layup right there. Safe.
And I can tell you that Mr. Talley was the one that started that. Another one of those plays that you talk about will not show up in the stat line, but he was able to get his hands on that ball as it was going up. Wow.
We got a foul on the floor on Davion Dennis.
It's called a blocking foul on him.
Dennis appeared to be in good position, but the referee had other things to say. So looks like we're going to have a media timeout.
So let's take it for a minute. We're going to see what we can get with those. Let's run that first replay back. Just hit the button and see which one we get there.
All right.
Out of it. Okay, so we know which one this one is going to be.
Yes, this is Kaylon Williams. Look how far he takes off. That's why I didn't think he was going to actually dunk it, to be honest with you.
And then let's see if we can get the one prior to that. Let's see here. There we go.
There's Mr. Finkley.
Mr. Finkley getting
Finkley's got hops. He doesn't look like he doesn't appear to have much bounce, but then you see the guy become a high riser, and you're like, man, he could get up there for sure.
Most definitely.
And then here's Khalil Johnson with the up and under and the rebound, and I think that was the
I thought that was ended up being a foul. But, listen, the guys are giving some really good effort right now. I am sure that Coach Teasley is definitely pleased with the way his guys are playing right now.
Agreed. All right. Well, yeah, we're definitely just going to go ahead and just keep it on here.
Yeah.
Right now.
Able to get those in, hey.
Absolutely. Show the fans what, they may have, walked into the living room or something or walked into the kitchen and missed out on.
Wonder what we were screaming about when they got back in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're 11-12 left here in the second half, and the Bearcats trail by 16 to the Tigers of Stillman.
I've got another president and athletic story coming up for you in a short while. Probably will tell you about it in just a second once we go to the free throw line.
All right.
Actually, let's go ahead and do it right now. So, growing up in South Louisiana and obviously being a Southern University alumnus, obviously a lot of people know about Dr. J.S. Clark and Felt G. Clark or whatever, but one of the biggest game changers as far as presidents was Dr. Dolores Spikes. She was one of the first female presidents at an HBCU, and while she ushered in a lot of new students coming around the time where you keep in mind this is the early 90s, so you think about a show like A Different World, bringing in the notoriety of what HBCUs all are. They're building the legacies, and they're also just showing people what are like, hey, I can go to an HBCU or whatever. So, that ushered in a whole lot of other students. But another thing that she always is now known for is the hiring of one coach, Pete Richardson.
Okay.
Yes. What happened was at the time, Coach Marino Kaysen, God bless his soul, he was the athletic director at Southern, and he was about to actually hire Archie Cooley to be the head coach. Davion Dennis pulls up for three, and it's good. Dennis now with his fourth three-pointer. Yeah, so Archie Cooley was going to be the head coach potentially if Marino Kaysen had his way, but Dr. Dolores Spikes said, let's go in a different direction. At the three-point attempt right there is off the mark. Spikes decided, hey, let's go in a different direction, and she was impressed with this man named Pete Richardson, who was the head coach at Winston-Salem State at the time, won 4 CIAA championships in 5 years. And you think about this. Think about if she does not hire Coach Pete Richardson, what the trajectory of Southern University football looks like over the next 17 years.
Yeah.
And the reason why I can bring up Coach Pete Richardson, he's my former coach for one, and he also was now named an inductee for the 2023 Black College Football Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Coach Pete, and also to the many others, which includes Leslie Frazier as well. Played at Alcorn State, and now we know him for being the defensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, the early 90s, late 80s was literally a renaissance for the HBCU culture. Of course, I was at Florida A&M at the time, and it was a special thing to be on the campus of an HBCU during that period.
Oh, no, I can definitely agree. Let me ask you, I don't want to make you show your age, but were you on campus when School Days came out as well, or was that a high school thing for you?
Yeah, so I was high school with School Days, but I was in the transition. I got to FAMU in the summer. I graduated high school in the fall or spring of '89. Got to FAMU the fall of '89. And it was just the whole, everything about it. But no, yeah, School Days was my senior year in high school. And just being engaged with that process, man, it just, seeing School Days and then going to an HBCU and living that experience was surreal.
Yeah, it's nothing like it, man. There's nothing like it. So I'll serve you up with what you said with mine. Drumline was my junior year of high school.
Okay.
And then Stomp the Yard, I was a junior in college when that came out.
Okay.
So, those are my two HBCU TV movie products.
Shout out to my guy Rob Hardy, Will Packer.
Yes, sir.
I was at FAMU with them when they did their first movie, Chocolate City.
And look at them now. I guess I can also add that I was in high school my senior years when College Hill first started with Southern, and then they went to all the other different places. I was in college or whatever it was. So yeah, we've been on the circuit. Here's Marcus Bates. Okay, we've got a little chippiness going on. Looks like that's Jamar Jackson and Devontae Craven. They've got to separate those guys. Couldn't really see what was going on because that was going on in the backcourt.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they were kind of tangled up, and Craven didn't like the way that Johnson just pushed his hands off of him, and then they kind of went at it, and Craven actually squared up is what caused the response from
okay, we things getting a little chippy right here.
This is gonna go.
What
we're gonna do right now is we're gonna take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break right here. You're watching HBCU Sports on HBCU League Pass Plus. We'll be right back.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU Sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
Oh, we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. We're live inside of Birthright Alumni Hall. Mo Carter, Roy Evans. We went to break. There was a potentials of being a melee in here, but kudos to both coaching staffs, also security, and the athletic director, Coach Whittle, for getting between all this water, along with the officials, making sure that this did not get worse. So here's our situation. We've got 2 double technical fouls, one on number 14 of the blue, that's Kaylon Williams, another one on number 4, Caron Williams, along with a technical foul on number 10, Jamar Jackson, a Stillman, and a technical foul on Derek Finkley. During all of that, I didn't really get the true mechanisms of who was getting called first, but all of these will be no shots. But at the same time, too, yeah, we basically had 4 technical fouls called in less than 20 seconds.
Yes. Yeah, it was that, like I said, that was
it had the potential.
Something that started with a little altercation between Mr. Jackson, Jamar Jackson, and number 4, Caron Williams, and then Mr. Finkley, and then number 14, Mr. Kaylon Williams. Ended up kind of inserting themselves into it, and that's one of the things. I think both of these young men are lucky they did not get ejected.
Correct.
In this sense.
And here's the other thing, too, Roy. We saw Craven in the face of one of the Stillman players, so I was actually surprised that he didn't actually get a call.
Well, actually, Craven was as I think about that, it was actually Mr. Craven and Mr. Jackson who the initial encounter was with.
Correct.
Is who that was. It was Mr. Craven and Mr. Jackson. And as I remembered correctly, they were kind of tied up with each other, threw hands up, and I think the thing that I guess we would say incited Mr. Jackson was the fact that Mr. Craven squared up on him.
Correct.
And they backed up. There were no punches thrown, and none of that actually happened. So that was the good thing, which is, again, why no one was thrown out of the game. I think because there were no punches actually thrown. And as you said, it was thanks to, I think, very quick reactions by the staff and folks here at the Birthright Hall Alumni Arena.
Correct. Yeah.
Give you the information. We're not going to put that kind of stuff out on the air, but we'll let you know what's happening.
I mean, there's no use in us actually telling you everything that happened, but we want to at least give the people an idea of what happened in that situation all in all. So after all that's being said and done, Stillman now has the ball. They're taking it out. The ball goes into Davion Davis, and he will be fouled on the play.
Well, and right now you can only imagine that they are going to be calling everything extremely tightly. The referees are not going to allow this to be engaged.
Agree, totally agree. So with that being said, right now our situation is 10-26. 10-26, Tigers on top, 65-48. Here's Langford Jackson dribbling it out. He's being guarded closely by number 24, Xavier Evans. Langford going through his legs, trying to get the crossover, trying to take it to the house, throws it up, shot off the mark, but he's going to get the foul, and he's going to head to the free throw line. So good pressure and penetration right there by Langford Johnson, and this is one of the best things he's been able to do really this season. He does a great job driving past defenders and trying to get to the bucket, and if he doesn't score, he definitely draws those fouls probably 75% of the time.
Definitely, and that's what you want from that player. You know, your 2s and 3s, those are guys that you want going to the basket on a regular basis, getting aggressive, not just settling for jump shots and things of that nature, but going in and going at the basket.
Absolutely. So on the first free throw attempt, it was up, and it was good. 66-48 is your new score. 10-12 to go. Mo Carter, Roy Evans, and Miss J on the 1s and 2s. Here's the second free throw attempt. Rims out. Rebound goes to number 25, Chris Huntsman. Here's Tab bringing up the court from left to right on your television and digital screen. Tab kicks it out to number 12. That is Moore. Moore kicks it out to number 31, Caleb Hunt, and Hunt knocks down the three-pointer. That's definitely a bucket they needed in that scenario as they put on a little pressure and a little reach-in goes on Langford Johnson. There's going to be a foul called on the floor.
And I think these young men need to really be aware of the fact that these refs are going to be calling this game extremely tight. You know, you're not going to be able to reach in and do much of anything at this point. Also want to give a shout-out, man, to some extremely good camera work. We've got some great camera work we've got going on tonight. We've got our girl Kim and Jalen over on the other cameras doing their thing.
Always appreciate the camera crew.
Shout out to the rest of the team here.
Believe me, it is not just a two-person crew with this. A lot is going on to make all this happen. And this is just not a once-in-a-lifetime thing. This is every single time we get on air.
Well, listen, it is, you know, we may be short a couple of people this time, but we're going to be back in there and going into January full compliments. A lot more things that you're going to see happen with you.
Langford Johnson's first free throw is good, 1-on-1 situation in which they were in. But no, you're absolutely right. And I mean, it's not just the sporting and athletic events too, you know, other shows as well that we have on BCSN and HBCU League Pass Plus, like Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Dr. Kenyatta Conville is another one. BCSN Sports Rap with A.D. Drew and
Brian Fulford.
Yeah.
The Carlos Brown Show.
Carlos Brown Show. Can't forget about my guy, Carlos
your Southern
Brown.
Night. Yeah, definitely.
Cannot forget about my guy, Carlos Brown, who I have literally been knowing about 15 years now, at least, since I've been a student.
All right, the O&G Strike Zone with Brian Fulford, Kevin Rozier, and Kofi Hemingway.
Shout out to Kofi.
All things FAMU.
Kofi will send me messages about, hey, man, you heard about this? You heard about this? I'm like, let me check.
Kofi is definitely one to be following to see what's happening out there to make sure he can let the folks continue to stay abreast of all the happenings.
Which I do appreciate because, you know, obviously I'm not going to be able to know everything when it comes to HBCU athletics and aesthetics. But if he, you know, when you have an insider like that, that can kind of give you that inside to be like, hey, be on the lookout for this. That helps us out. And then, you know, people like myself and you know, we're the professionals, so we can put it out and people will believe the professionals for sure.
Well, and one of the things as we talk about some more of this stuff, man, one of the things that
10-second violation on Dennis.
Yeah. One of the things that folks can look for, we're going to have a lot more content coming your way into the new year. 2023 is going to be an amazing year for us. As we spoke about the different 6 programs that we have right now. Well, I'm sorry, 5 programs that we have right now that are under contract from us with the Black College Sports Network. Benedict College, Payne College, Stillman College, as well as Miles College Golden Bears. We will be starting coaches shows for all of those basketball coaches and then getting ready for baseball and softball going into the new year.
And here's a shot up by number 12. That is Moore. He misses the shot, but he did get hit on the wrist, so he's going to the foul for 2 shots. So you say coaches shows and what else?
Coaches shows, man, so they can start being able to follow these programs on a weekly basis, getting information directly from their coaches. We're also going to be relaunching a program that we did several years ago called the AD's Corner, where the athletic directors from each of those universities or colleges will have the opportunity as well to speak to their fans on a weekly basis and tell them what is actually going on in Golden Bear Nation, in Benedict Tiger Nation, in Payne College Lion, and Stillman College Tiger Nation. They'll be
air ball.
Yeah.
No, I commend you guys on that for sure, because I think coaches shows are the perfect way to connect a fan base with the administration and also the individuals that are doing things on the basketball or football or baseball, you know, whatever the athletic facility is, as Tobias Brand knocks down the bucket, getting the friendly roll right there.
Yep, that's that home shooting on that bucket a lot.
69-54, his Tab pulling up for 3, and he knocks down the three-pointer to match his jersey number.
Wasn't even a thought for him on that one.
Not at all. Here's Talley, get it over to Dennis. Dennis going to try to get it across court, and he does. Gets it over to Talley. Talley to Brand. Bates is wide open and dunk slam right there by Bates. I had it in my mind like this is about to happen. And Bates throws it down. Here's a three-pointer by Tab. It's off the mark. However, the putback in the air is good. That's number 24, Xavier Evans. But yeah, Roy, in my mind, I'm like, Bates is wide open. He literally can go all the way up and get a dunk. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Like literally, it was 2 feet vertical, straight up.
Standing dunk there. That was going to be a ball out of bounds. They had it. They were able to pin number 24, Mr. Khalil John. No, I'm sorry. Number 24, that's Xavier Evans. They were able to pin him over in the corner, and he had nowhere to go with the ball just then.
Back in the game now is Derek Finkley. Finkley over to Johnson. And in the corner is Tobias Brand. His shot is off the mark. Rebound goes over to Russ College. Tab comes up with it. He gets it over to Hunt. We just crossed the 8-minute mark. Tigers on top by 12, 71-59 here inside of Birthright Alumni Hall. And there's a steal by Dennis. Dennis throws it up, and it's stolen by Hunt.
That was just a good heads-up play by Hunt.
Hunt pulls up for 3. His shot's off the mark. Rebound goes to.
That should be traveling. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he tiptoed along the baseline without dribbling, and yeah, they're going to call that every time.
Yeah, that was a great play by Hunt. He snuck into the passing lane. He saw that being thrown and was able to get over into the passing lane to get that, but they were not able to capitalize on that.
A little half-court pressure is broken by Dennis, and Dennis takes it to the rack and scores nothing but net. 73-59 is your new score. But yeah, Roy, as I was saying, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing those AD shows and those coaches shows because that gives the fans a better opportunity to know what's going on with all they need to know when it comes to athletics. As a dunk right there by Moore underneath, cuts the lead down to 12. Bates gets it up to Tobias Brand. Brand drives, pulls up, and hits the bucket right there. Tobias Brand, the hero from 2 games ago.
Yes, sir.
Pulls up, and it makes the lead 14 points for the Tigers. Approaching 6 minutes in the game. Here's Tab. Tab gets the ball back. He'll swing it back out to number 24. That's Evans. Evans throws it inside. And they score right there, 75-63. And Dennis draws a foul right there on the floor.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a young man sitting there with the look on his face like, come on, ref, really? And the ref's like, yes, son, really.
Yes. Yeah. But, yeah, that's what I'm saying. With the coaching shows and the AD shows, I mean, that's going to be great because, you know, especially on some of these smaller HBCU campuses, a lot of these ADs are actually head coaches.
Yeah. Yep,
so you think about the jobs they have to do as administrators and to turn around and do it for their actual teams as well. So clearly there's a lot of things going on their daily work efforts.
Yeah. Well,
matter of fact, that situation's here at Stillman as well.
Stillman. Terrence Whittle is the head baseball coach. So he is definitely engaged in that process. Over at Miles, Fred Watson, head men's basketball coach.
Yes.
Also the athletic director.
Correct. And until this past November, we had the same situation down at Tuskegee.
Yeah. Reginald Ruffin, of course, now no longer the head
football coach. Yep.
He's had his last year in the coaching position. Now he's going to be a full-time administrator.
I had a chance to ask him what did the athletic director and him think about the job that the football coach did, and clearly he was pretty hard on himself, saying that they could have been better, but at the same time they were able to win a division title, and they were going to the SIAC championship game after a very crazy victory over Miles College for homecoming, where people were stacked on top of everybody inside.
Listen, I heard that there were approximately 40,000 people inside.
So the official attendance that we gave on ESPN Plus was like 32,000.
Okay.
But I can believe it could have been almost 40,000 because for people that don't know, when it comes to Tuskegee's homecoming, there's one gate in and it's the same gate that goes out. So whether you're going to park or you're going to tailgate or you're going to walk or you're just going to literally just be in your RV and kind of just enjoy the festivities or whatever, you have to buy a ticket to go inside that gate. Clearly, the stadium only holds about 10,000 people, but then you've got the berm and the hill, and then you got the hill behind the shed. So people are literally stacked on top of each other in that situation. I know people. There are a lot of folks that will look and be like, how in the world can they go ahead and do that, as you get a bucket right here by Russ College. That's number 24. That's Xavier Evans. He'll score the basket and one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I tell people all the time that you kind of just have to be there to really understand what the scenario is. And we'll talk about that scenario after this break. 5:52 to go. Stillman on top, 79-65. You're watching Tigers basketball on HBCU League Pass Plus.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
So we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, authentic.
And welcome back to HBCU basketball here on HBCU League Pass Plus. Mo Carter alongside Roy Evans for Stillman versus Russ inside a Birthright Alumni Hall right now. Stillman on top, 79-65 with 5 minutes and 52 seconds to go. Let's take a look at some of the stats so far. Right now, Stillman 28 of 51 for 55% on the day. 22 for 47 from the floor is Russ College for about 47%. Leading scorers for Stillman, Khalil Johnson with 24. And for Russ College, Karan Johnson with 10, along with Devontae Craven with 10. Good defense tonight by Stillman, because Craven came into this game averaging about 20 points a contest.
Yeah.
Here's Finkley. Thought about it, kicks it out to Talley, and Talley from three-point range, and it is good. The young man from the North Shore of New Orleans by way of Covington, Louisiana, knocking down the three. Tigers on top, 82-66. Russ College gets over to Tab. Tab left wide open. History ball rims out. Rebound goes to Talley. Talley kicks it out to Finkley. Finkley thought about driving. He'll dribble it back out, kind of wind down his clock a little bit.
That's right, run down clock. Coach Teasley was like, hey, slow this down. You know, we're in no rush right now. You can utilize as much clock as possible every time down the court, get a good shot.
Here's a pull-up by Finkley, and it's good.
And that's going to be a 2-ball.
Only Finkley's 8th point of the evening, but he's made all 8 of those points count, including the breakaway dunk that he had earlier in this contest. On the other end, there's a foul, and it looks like number 25, that is Huntsman. He's going to be heading to the free throw line. Foul on Marcus Bates. Bates with 17 points on the evening. Well over his season average, in which he's only averaging about 11 points. So anytime you can get over those season averages, that's always a good thing.
Definitely. 4 minutes, 23 seconds left. Our score is 84-67.
Rebound goes to Davion Dennis. He'll kick it back over to Finkley, and Finkley will slowly bring it up the court. Comes off the screen from Dennis. Here's Finkley. Take it to the house. Throws it down. Derek Finkley. Derek Finkley wears number 1, and he has some fun on that dunk right there. Everybody in this arena is on their feet.
Let's take a look at it again here, Mo.
Look at that elevation. Everybody on their feet in here, even some of the Russ College girls.
We got it from a couple of different angles here.
Yes, even the Russ College women's basketball team is on their feet. Man,
and here it is here.
Comes off the screen, the dribble crossover, goes up, throws it down.
Mr. Finkley, hello there.
Yes, hello poster. Throw up to Bates. Bates, boom, down again. Marcus Bates. I know for sure we got that one. People in here are about to lose it as Tab pulls up to try to slow the momentum down a little bit. He knocks down the three-pointer, but oh my goodness, these last 2 plays by Stillman College that resulted in Dunk City and Alley City.
Let's see what we got here as we take a look at these two. Crowd saw it coming. Boom.
Marcus Bates with the hammer. But see, those are the type of plays you need from your leaders on this team.
Most definitely, and hey, when they get little things got a little chippy, just things going on, you settle your team in, and this is what they do with it.
Yes, sir. So with that all being said, your score right now is 88-71. Not sure if Stillman's going to get back to the 100-point plateau as we take another look at that dunk by Marcus Bates. Just nasty, man. Just vicious. And look, I know that we didn't have the camera angles on the fans, but I'm just going to let everybody know there was not a person in their seat when these dunks were going on. Even the opposing team, women's basketball team, got up off on their feet, I should say.
You got to appreciate exciting and fun basketball.
Absolutely. I even saw somebody on the scorer's table stand up for a second. I know they weren't stretching their legs. 3:45 to go. Stillman in control. 88-71 as a steal attempt comes up by Tab. He knocks it out of bounds, and Stillman will keep possession. Here's Finkley. Throws it up to Talley. Talley up to Brand. Brand! Oh, he was about to take it home, too.
Now, it's interesting. What are they going to – are they –
Yeah, Coach Teasley is kind of,
Yeah, I guess they're going to say that he did make a play on the ball, so they're not going to call the intentional foul.
And that's a tough situation too, Roy, primarily because just like the other guys we've seen today, Brand is a high riser as well. So clearly him going up for a dunk does not help anyone on the defense if they're not about the same height or they have the same jumping ability as Brand as well. So any type of foul, you have to consider, flagrant in that scenario. But they decide to call it a regular foul. And on the other end, Tab draws a foul as Finkley gets him on the arm. And Finkley appears to be a little gimpy. So he's going to sub out, appears to be subbing out, possibly. Unless they're just going to fix him right here on the baseline. But yeah, Brand wanted to have his piece of cake too.
Yeah, he really did. He was like, okay, I'm getting in on this one.
Yes, he really wanted it. I mean, I don't blame him either. I mean, it was a 3-on-1 situation. I mean, really, if you're Rust, You kind of almost got to be thankful that that thing didn't get any worse. All right, free throw attempts by Tab.
We're showing, we actually are showing 24 has 5 fouls on the board. And I think that is him checking out of the game. Well, no.
No, he's right there. Yeah, we've had some issues on the scoreboard, but it's all good.
Right. Not sure if the scoreboard is absolutely correct here.
Here's Marcus Bates. He's got the ball up. He'll kick it over to Dennis. Gives it back over to Finkley. Looks like Finkley got whatever was ailing him out the way. Dribbling between his legs, being guarded closely. He'll drive, and he will kick it out over to Tobias Brand, and Brand gets the three-pointer from the same spot he knocked down the game winner just a few nights ago. Here's Tab, and I think Tab is going to be called for steps, and yes, he is. He tried to spin, and as he was spinning, he spun straight into a Stillman defender, and he couldn't go anywhere else and took an extra step. 92-74 is your score. 8 points away from getting back-to-back games of 100 points potentially. I mean, at this moment, I'm not exactly sure if they're going to get to it just because coach is basically telling them slow it down, but we'll see.
Yeah, just run clock. No need to rush it. Now they're within 10 seconds on the shot clock, I think.
And here's a steal right there by Bentley, and Bentley's going to take it coast to coast for the layup. Dennis didn't see Bentley behind him, and he picked his pocket and took it all the way back to the other end for a layup. 92-76 your score, approaching the 2-minute mark in this contest. Here's another three-pointer by Brand, and it's good! Brand from the corner once again. 95-76. Brand couldn't get those dunks, but he hooked us up with 2 back-to-back three-pointers. On the other end, the kind roll goes for Bentley. As we've got a Stillman player kind of gimpy along the stage. A Russ player along the stage. That's number 12. That's Moore. And looks like we're going to have a timeout on the floor. But look, we're going to go ahead and just keep it here with roughly 2 minutes to go in this contest. I mean, if you're Coach Teasley, what are you telling you guys at this point?
Just run the clock out. We're 4 possessions away from having this thing over with. So they just, that's all they have to do is just go in and do that.
Coming up next on the schedule for Stillman College, they will hit the road. They will hit the road for a basketball game at William Carey, which is located in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, not far from here. They will head down I-20, then once they get to Meridian, Mississippi, they'll take 59 down to Hattiesburg for a key conference matchup against William Carey. After that, they'll take on Blue Mountain on Monday, and then they'll have a nice extended holiday break. Following that holiday break, we will see Stillman back in action on January the 3rd. January the 3rd is to take on the University of Mobile, and it is a doubleheader, so you'll see that action right here on HBCU League Pass Plus. Our coverage will begin at 6:30, 5:30 Central Time with the women's game, with the men's game to follow right after that. Here's Finkley, gets it over to Talley. Oh, Marcus Bates is wide open underneath, but Brand takes another three off the mark. Rebound goes over to Russ. Brand was trying to go 3 in a row. Here comes, this could be something. Hey, once again, Brand gets his dunk finally. I think at this point, Brand is on an 8-0 run by himself as he gets the bucket on the other end. 97-80 is your score. Brand with the ball in his hands, and Dennis tries to stave it, but no luck on that one. Brand would not be denied his dunk on this evening.
No, he definitely planned on getting his in. We'll take a look at that during the next timeout or break that we have here.
And we've got a foul on the floor. So, let's take a look at that dunk. Brand comes up with the steal. Brand takes it on his own with that one. I figured either it was going to be a tomahawk jam by Brand or it was going to be an alley-oop to Marcus Bates. Either way, the Russ College player, that's Tab, he was not going to stop either one of those guys from getting to the rack.
Yeah, not at all.
17-point lead now for Stillman. 1:04 to go. Here's a free throw attempt by Tab, and it's good. 97-81 now.
Yep, 97-81, our score.
As we were talking about schedules earlier, Stillman will take on William Carey over the weekend, and then we'll see them right here on HBCU League Pass Plus back in the new year when they take on University of Mobile. As Dennis drives to the bucket, his shot rims out.
Just be careful with it. Yeah, no need to. Oh,
good
great
block by Talley. Oh, we got a jump ball situation. Even though I thought Langford had pulled it away quick enough. And then Roy, just look down, Court. Who do you see?
Yeah.
Brandon Bates.
Handed out there by himself. Just kind of hanging out.
Brandon Bates were both up front, so you knew what they were capable of doing, but the ball goes back over to over to Rust. Here's the three-pointer by Tab. Barely grazes anything. Big block right there by Marcus Bates, but they're going to call him on the foul.
Yeah. Last few minutes kind of exciting here in the game.
Agreed. As we talked about scheduling, so we mentioned that Stillman will head to William Carey. Then they'll take on Blue Mountain next week. They're back on HBCU League Pass Plus in the new year against University of Mobile. The next broadcast you will hear us on will be on Saturday. On Saturday when Miles takes on Columbus State. That game will begin at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central Time down in Fairfield, Alabama. That's this Saturday. Miles and Columbus State. Only the men, though. Only the men.
And you will also be able to watch Payne versus Edward Waters University, which is a women's game. I believe that is a 1 p.m. tip-off Eastern Time. So you'll be able to check that out as well. On that game will be A.D. Drew. Not sure who's going to be calling that with him. We pull someone else in from the team to hang out with AD on that particular day.
I figure you probably would. First free throw attempt by Langford Johnson. Hits the front iron. It's off. Good crowd on here tonight. Obviously, final exams are kind of done or they're about to be in the books. A lot of these students getting ready to go home. So it's good to see them, come in the gym and support a winning basketball program in the men and also for the women too. Here we go. Here's Tab. He'll kick it out to Hunt. Hunt's shot is off the mark. Rebound. Draw some contact. Could have been a foul, but they just went ahead and just let it go. Here's Tobias Brent. No, I thought he was about to take it to the house.
No, Coach Teasley's like, no, son, just hang out.
Yeah, and here's Marcus Bates to slam it home, and 100 points in back-to-back contests. 100 points in back-to-back contests for Stillman.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a break and just let them get things together. We're going to see about getting Coach Teasley.
Your final score here, 100-83 is your final score. And yes, we're going to go ahead and take a break or whatever. You're watching Stillman Men's College Basketball on HBCU League Pass Plus. We'll be right back.
It's like a loot machine.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
When you work in IT, complaints are part of the job.
Bill says the coffee's weak today.
But since CDW helped us switch to Mac, everyone's happier. Dan from finance likes getting performance without a big price tag. Phoebe digs the power of the Apple M1 chip. Mac is easy to manage, compatible with all our apps, and came pre-configured by CDW. Now we're even getting compliments.
That was Bill again, says he loves his new Mac. He's right about the coffee.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
When you're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics, there's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
If you think I'll...
Hey, what's going on, man? Good. Yep. All right, welcome back, everyone, to Birthright Alumni Hall here on the campus of Stillman College. Your final score, Stillman, 100.
Exactly the same. Think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This Padwix gush is 90% faster.
Points. Joining us now is the lead scorer man from this evening. That is Khalil Johnson, and I'm getting these official stats just to make sure I got it right for you, Khalil, on this one. So, Khalil, they say you had 24 points this evening along with 7 rebounds. First and foremost, man, how did it feel to get such a satisfying win tonight in front of the home crowd?
Man, last time we played them, we only beat them.
Absorbs even more so you can feel dry. And locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always...
You know, I'm proud, so that's Stillman basketball for you.
A key moment for Stillman basketball literally came in those final 3 minutes of the first half in which you guys went on a run to not only take the lead but never really relinquished with it after that. You played a big part, knocking down a bunch of three-pointers and even had a nice and one during that. What was going through your mind during that sequence before you went into the locker room?
When we went in the locker room, we got the lead back, so it was like, we got it. We just got to take care of the ball and just play Stillman basketball. We did that. We moved the ball well. So like, as long as we keep doing that, we're gonna be a good team.
Okay. Things got a little chippy or whatever, basically in the second half and whatnot. But I did see you and some of your teammates keep, cool heads prevailed in that scenario. As one of the leaders on the team or whatever, what goes through your mind to kind of make sure that nothing worse happens in that scenario?
While I'm on the court, I try to talk to my teammates, keep they level-headed, so, nothing, all the outside noise don't affect us on the court. So, I know it got a little rowdy tonight, but collectively we still held our head, high. So, we got the win in a good way. So, nobody got kicked out or anything, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely, which we can say we're definitely, proud of you guys for keeping your heads cool in that scenario. Also, man, lots of big plays in the second half, lots of big dunks as well. Tobias Brand throwing some down. Finkley throwing one down. Marcus Bates with several dunks on that. Obviously, you guys can shoot the ball well, but you can be some high flyers.
Yeah, we got shooting, but we got athletic guys that can get up above the rim. That's why we shoot the ball, so, the guys will be paying attention to us on the perimeter, then they get the whole lane and just, I'm surprised it ain't broke tonight,
All I got you, man. Look, I'm going to leave you out on this one. Clearly, coaches talk about, like, this is the time where they love it because exams are over with. So you guys ain't got to worry about study hall, don't have to worry about textbooks, and it's all basketball. So as you guys get ready for these last few games before the holiday break, what's going to be the true focus on just the basketball aspect of things?
I mean, everybody's eligible, so we're going to be, like, how we're winning now, we're going to continue that, you know, build every day at practice, keep shooting after practice, you know, all that, you know, so we still going to, you know, look forward to the next game. We're going to do the same thing to them, you know.
All right, sounds good. All right, everyone, we're meeting with Khalil Johnson, the leading scorer tonight, 24.7 rebounds. He leads Stillman to a 100-83 victory. Up next, you guys will take the trip down to William Carey. Obviously, you'll celebrate this win, but then what's the focus going into a conference game?
Yeah, conference games are big. We've been talking about that in the locker room each day at practice. So, you know, we got to get this dub, you know, because we're trying to climb up the board, you know, but especially national rankings too, you know, not just in the conference. So.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, look, congratulations on the victory, and look forward to seeing more W's coming from your way. Once again, that was Khalil Johnson, everyone. All right, and up next, we're going to get Coach Teasley making his way over. Hey, Coach. Here you go. All right, joining us now is Coach John Teasley. First and foremost, Coach, your team getting a victory, but you also get a chance to score 100 points in back-to-back games. What do you think about the performances of what you saw from last contest going into tonight's contest, which both resulted in victories?
Yeah, just starting the game slow, trying to figure out how to get going early is one of our Achilles heels right now. But once we get going, you see what we can do. They play fast and you know, they share the basketball, so a lot of good things are going on when we're playing. But just that start in the game, we got to figure it out how to keep it going early after warm-ups and let it carry over into the beginning of the game.
One of the guys that was actually able to propel and carry you guys into a late first-half spark, and really what you took the lead was Khalil Johnson, from whether it was his dribble drive penetration or his three-point shoots. And once again, talk about the asset of having him, especially when he scores 24 points and grabs 7 rebounds.
Yeah, no, when you shoot it like him, you can accumulate a lot of points quick. And when he gets going and just getting him the good looks that we need when we execute and, you know, clean up some of those other shots, he scores a little more than that. But you know, overall, when you watch us play, we try to get the best look we can get, and that helps that shooting percentage a lot. And we shoot it well at birthright, so that's a blessing.
Yes, sir. Now, I have to go ahead and mention this. Somewhere around the 10-minute mark, things got a little chippy between both teams, and we understand that, you know, sometimes cooler heads will prevail. Sometimes attitudes will roll into it and whatnot. But clearly they made everybody go back to the benches. Message to your team during that time?
No, the message is, you know, we got an opportunity to be really good. We need to hold ourselves to a higher standard when it comes to how we represent Stillman College. And it's definitely not fighting out there in the middle of a game, no matter what's going on. So just telling them to just understand where we are, what we're doing, what our goals are, and not really play into a lot of that stuff. We try to teach them to live in reality. Reality, the fact is, not too many fights go on in basketball games, so it's really not a place to fight. Just play basketball, do what we need you to do, and let's get out of here as fast as possible.
Totally understand, sir. Now, also along with that, it's kind of seemed like from there your team was actually able to get a little bit more energized from that, and clearly your team was able to score a whole lot more points, got a lot of big plays, a lot of big dunks, especially Finkley. And I mean, at one point I thought Tobias was about to literally break the rim off the board, and it was in front of a big crowd as well, so you know that really got the crowd into the game. What are your thoughts about having those plays that brings the crowd to their feet like that?
No, any night in this gym you could get a highlight in a heartbeat. These guys play fast. These guys are, you know, they do what we recruited them to do, and that's make big plays in big moments, and they use it to shine, and when they make plays like that, you know, I'm moving it on just like you guys are, you know. So it's pretty to watch it come together. I think we brought the energy coming out the gate in the second half, and I think that's what led to a lot of that chippy stuff. Our just intensity level was just at a different than it was the first half, and I mean, it carried over, and like you said, it just seemed like it got a little more energized once all that stuff happens.
Yes, sir. Obviously, you're going to enforce your 24-hour rule, but then after that, your guys are back in action this Saturday against William Carey on the road, and it's a conference matchup.
Right.
Clearly, I know tonight's game is good because you get a victory, but Saturday's game means a little bit more because of you stepping back into conference play, so mindset for you guys as they get ready to step back into league play.
No, we understand what kind of league we're in. I think we're in the best league in the country when it comes to basketball. I think, any night, playing like a William Carey, you got a legendary coach in Steve Knight. He's going to be ready for us when we come, so we got to be ready for anything. And it's a tough place to play, but that's the way this league is every night. You get a blessing you went on the road, it's a blessing, and hopefully we'll handle our business and take care of what we need to do that.
All right, everyone. We were sitting here talking with Coach John Teasley, head men's basketball coach of Stillman. Your final score, once again, Stillman 100, Rusk College 83. Stillman improves to 7-3 on the season, and they will roll into Hattiesburg, Mississippi to take on William Carey on Saturday. That'll wrap up our broadcast tonight here on BCSN along with HBCU League Pass Plus. I'm Mo Carter for the whole crew, which includes Roy and everybody else. Have yourself a great